So, if you're like me and probably many others in the LEGO community, you're probably a little bit disappointed that this minifigure series is in boxes. And the reason for that is because you can't feel through the package to see which figure you're going to get before you get it, thus, ensuring your chances of not getting a duplicate. In this case, it's kind of a guessing game, and hopefully that's what the point of this video is, to not only do a little bit of a review of each figure, show them off in nice quality, but also this is a brand new box, what I assume is in the same order that it came in. I got it off the shelf at Target, so I assume it's factory sealed and nobody's goofed with any of it. So I've got a full 24 pack, which would, I assume, contain 2 series, because each series has 12 the series has 12 minifigures and this box has 24. So I would imagine there's 2 sets. So I'm gonna go up each side one by one, record the pulls I get, and then I'm even going to weigh the boxes after I've opened them and identified which figure it is. So that way I can get a good reading on, if you're crazy enough to bring in a scale to the store, you can check out the weights and do it that way. But if there's a full box, hopefully this will give you some idea of which figure is where in the box, so you have a better chance of getting the one that you want. So without further ado, we'll get kind of into it. Okay, so unfortunately for me, as I was recording, I didn't realize that my mic wasn't activated, basically, so none of my audio from the original video, at least from this angle, got captured, so I'll do my best to kind of explain what's going on. So basically what I'm going to do here is open all of them up one by one, all on the left side first, so that way I can go ahead and weigh them. After I identify which one it is, get a very accurate weight, and then I've got this piece of paper next to me where I'm kind of going to write down, and actually more, I have all the little cutouts of the figures with pictures, and then I'm going to tape those to the paper and then write down a weight next to them, so that way not only is it like a little visual chart, but it also has the weights on there as well. So what you'll see me do here essentially in the sequence of this video is open the box, identify it, then I'll go and weigh it real quick, get the weight, and then I will come back and do like a mini review of the figure. So let's do this first one here. So my first pull out of the entire box from the left side, like I said, is the Werewolf guy. And then really quick, I'll kind of just show you guys how I'm doing the chart here on the left. Literally, I have these cut out from a couple instruction sheets that I already opened, and I'm just going to tape them in the order that I get them, and then I'll write the weight to them next to the picture. So like I said, it'll be a little visual chart. Okay, just so I don't have to move all my cameras around, let's weigh this bad boy. So I've got it to grams, so you're gonna wanna weigh by grams, which is what most small scales can do. And then let's see what the Werewolf comes out to. And you gotta realize this is not all scales are gonna go up to the tenths or the hundredths. They might just go up to the tenths. So this is 27.23 grams. Okay, so we got the weight for this one, and as you can see, we got the Werewolf figure here. I would rank this out of 12, probably a 6 or a 7. It's definitely up there, but not one of my favorites. And then as you can see in the middle, you get a unique tile that comes with each figure, and then the other 2, I want to say, are random. But any figure that comes with a tail is always A-okay in my book, and then the back piece is very detailed. Coming up next, we got the fox person, or I don't know if it's a person or if it's an actual fox, but either way, it's the fox with a boom box. Okay, and then let's get this one weighed. 27.92, so there is a difference. 27.92. So you can kind of see how I'm doing this chart here. It's going to be left and right side, front to back, and you'll be able to see visually. And then I'll also do this as an Excel spreadsheet, like I said. Okay, so this one does look really good. And it has a boom box and a tail, so that's really good in my book, but I still would rate this in the bottom 6 out of all 12 of the minifigures from this series. As far as the exclusive tile, which is the one in the middle, it's okay compared to some of the other ones, but that random one there you see on the right with the little balloon animals, I really like that tile. It's one of the random ones, but other than that, really cool figure. The next figure I pull here, which is number 3 in line, is the Leopard, and let's see what we got. Okay, time to weigh the Leopard guy. Let's see what we got here. 26.43. He does feel like he's got less. Let's double check. It's just 26.43, so he's significantly less than the other ones. Okay, so just like the Fox figure, this one falls in kind of the same category for me. It looks very similar. And then the tile that comes exclusive on this one, which you can see in the middle, I'm kind of covering it, but I'm not too big of a fan of that one. But I'll pull it up here, and you can see it's exactly the same head mold as the Fox, and then nothing too special about it other than the tail, I would say. So the next one I end up pulling, which I believe is the third one back on the left side, we ended up getting the Samurai Lady. Again, not one of my favorites, but we'll see it here in a moment after I weigh it up. All right, so let's weigh up this Samurai gal. We've got 26.13, so this one's even less, but she also doesn't have a molded head, which probably weighs significantly less, but 26. It was 1.4, but let's go 26.13. So this minifigure gives me straight up Ninjago vibes, maybe Monkey Kid, but either way, it's got that Eastern kind of look to it. So definitely really cool looking. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do like the headpiece along with what I imagine is a voice changer, since these are like music video oriented characters. So I imagine that's some sort of techno voice changer as far as the character goes. The next pull, which is actually number 5 out of the left side, is my second favorite out of the whole series, and that is the Shark Dude. You'll have to find out who my favorite is because it actually gets pulled last, I believe, if I remember correctly. And for those who want the weight, let's see. Sharkman, and this is including this is basically me, taking it out of the container, looking at it. The instructions are still in there, so it's basically brand new. So 27.87, let's just do a quick double check. 27.87, we're good. Okay, so I was extremely disappointed here because the back print looks so amazing, yet it gets covered up by the gigantic headpiece, which also looks amazing, but it kind of hinders the fact that the back print looked so good. The front looks great as well, and then the exclusive tile looks absolutely amazing. We got the rock and roll goose, or whatever that is. But either way, this is my second favorite figure. And what I ended up pulling next was actually my least favorite minifigure out of this whole series, which is the Rodeo / cowboy guy. Let's see what the cowboy weighs. Oop, that's upside down. Oop, that fell off. I guess it's not going to stay up. Let me double check that, make sure it zeroes out. 25.56, pretty light. Although this is my least favorite figure out of the series, I did like that his mic was gold. I don't think the rest of them were gold. I think the rest of them were silver. And then I kind of liked that his hair / sideburns was blue. It's like a very dark colored blue, which I thought was very different for a minifigure, especially for a male like rodeo style figure to have blue hair. It was just kind of interesting. This next one is probably number 3 out of all of my favorites. This is the Ghost Lady here. We'll get her weighed up and then I'll go into the little review. All right, let's get the Ghost Lady done. 27.1. Is that the heaviest one? No, the Fox is still heavier. Yep, 27.10. So this as well gives me Ninjago vibes because I know there's a lot of ghosts type figures from that series. And I really like the leg piece off those, and this one is basic. I don't know if it's exactly the same, but it's extremely similar if it's not exactly the same from the Ninjago series. But at the same time, the hair piece and then the back print on this one, I say the back print is probably second on all of them compared to the sharks. The next figure I pull here, which is, in my opinion, probably very underrated, which is the Cheerleader because of the pom-poms alone. All right, let's get the Cheerleader weighed up. 27.73. I love this figure because of the pom-poms, but if they could have added one more thing, I know they do minifigure skirts now like Minnie Mouse has. I think it would have been extremely appropriate in this case, but I have some from I think it's the Lego Movie too, so maybe we'll make a custom one with a skirt. That'll be fun. My next pull is the Genie girl, and she's probably honestly number 2 on the whole list for me personally. All right, so Genie Gal is going to be 2604. Double check it real quick. 2604, we're good. Honestly, some really cool pieces, including the tambourine with the tile with the hole in the middle, which adds that much more detail to the fact that it's a tambourine. But all in all, I just don't know what I don't like about this figure as a whole. I don't know, but otherwise I like the pieces. Excuse me, so that last poll was poll number 9. This will be poll number 10, which is the orange alien guy. All right, time to weigh Orange Alien Man. 2607. So this one I would definitely give a solid 6 or 7 out of 12 on all of the minifigure rankings. I like any minifigure that's an alien, and orange is one of my favorite colors, so it works. And then the keytar brings it all together, of course. All right, this is the second to last one. Let's get it weighed. Oop, it's gonna fall over. Looks like I'm doing it that way. 27.03. Let me make sure I didn't goof it up. So this one's 27.03. Okay, so I missed the part where I recorded unsealing the box, but here it is, the bunny that I just weighed, up there on the list for sure. I would say actually this is like 7 or 8 on my top list. And then last but not least, if you've been paying attention, it's my favorite. All right, Ice Cream Man, show us your secrets. 26.42. So I'm sure, just like a lot of others, this one is my absolute favorite out of the entire series. It is the Ice Cream Sax Man, with his melted ice cream torso and arm printing on top of the ice cream cone legs and that amazing ice cream head mold. It just brings the entire theme of the figure that they were going for together, and it just looks absolutely fantastic. 10 out of 10. Okay, so basically what we've found out so far, from at least from this half, is everything was a unique figure from just the left side. So I can assume everything from the right side of the box is going to be a unique figure as well, containing a whole other complete set of the series. So at least what we can tell from here, regardless of weights and orders, is if you want to get no duplicates, stay on one side or the other of the box. At least that's what I can say so far. Let's hope we don't get like somehow 2 of figure on the others, and that leaves out, you know, a whole figure in the set on the other side. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so the results are in. I went ahead and went through the entire right side, whereas in the first part of the video, I did the entire left side, and I noticed that everything was the same, but this, you can see that it looks like on this side, it looks like the Rodeo guy must have got shifted in the box, because otherwise everything is the same other than these ones, and then after that it's the same, and the same. So I can at least say, if you want the ice cream guy, go to the back of the box for sure. But I think maybe, like I said, I got this off the shelf and it was full, so I assumed it was untouched. But maybe what happened is the Rodeo guy here just got taken out and then put forward a couple spaces, because otherwise, if he was 4 spaces up, everything would have been equal. And then as far as weights, I thought it was going to be pretty close. But as you can see, like between the wolf guy, it's actually, he was one of the spot on ones. But then here's where you get kind of a discrepancy in weights. It was 27.92 grams and then 27.57 grams, which is about a discrepancy of 0.4 grams, which, you know, for some of these can throw you into a whole nother range of other figures. But I'll go ahead and, like I said, I will give you guys a spreadsheet on Excel, so it's not so hard to read like this. But I figured, you know, if you're a visual learner, you could at least take this and just real quick, wolf guy, and so on and so forth. But basically, if you want a one whole series, I would recommend buying one whole row. If you find one of these, even if it's untouched, whether it's untouched or not, just go with one side or the other. Otherwise, you're gonna risk getting duplicates, because I didn't have one side had one whole series. That's what I found out. All right, so as promised, here's the little spreadsheet I have. And the reason these are in color is just so you can read which one is supposed to match up with which, whereas these ones are just across from each other, so you can match the weights up pretty well. All of them are pretty close across the board. There are a few figures that varied about 0.4 grams, which could throw you off a little bit if you're looking for a specific one. But for the most part, all the other ones landed in about a 0.1 or 0.2 at most tolerance So I think that's pretty good. Here's the info. If you want to pause it, you can, but here's the order polls that I got. All right, so a little bit of a recap for the video. Basically what we found out is that hopefully, at least if they're the same across the board, I could be wrong. I haven't opened up another box yet. So if anyone has opened another box or has opened, a large amount within a box, let me know what you got or let me know your experience with it so we can kind of cross-reference. But otherwise, from my experience, it looks like at least if you want to not get duplicates, stay on one side or the other of the box. And then on top of that, if you want the ice cream guy, on both of my sides, they were on the back of the box numbers 12 on both the left and the right. And then same with it, if you saw the graph, you can see the number of, if you find that only helps if you really find a brand new one and you're sure. But again, if you're looking for the ice cream person, aim for the furthest back in the box that you can, and hopefully if nobody's grabbed that one, that will be the ice cream guy if that's the one you're looking for. But again, if you're crazy enough to bring in a scale, you can try to match it up with some of these weights. That's up to you. I tried to help out as many different ways as I could possibly in this video to help you guys get the poll that you want to, or the polls without having to get duplicates. So I hope this video is helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time.